Hey, it's Mike, and today I want to talk about Ark Invest getting some competition. So, if you don't know who Ark Invest is, I assume most of you know, but Ark Invest is a company that's run by Kathy Woods that has several actively managed ETFs that have been just the top performers of the past several years. Right now, I'm going to look at the ARK. This is their flagship ETFs, the Ark Innovation ETF. Has net assets under management of $8.9 billion and its return, its historic annualized return since inception is almost 31%. Now, bear in mind, this is 3 times the average annual return of the S&P 500, which 95% of investors cannot beat. And you're getting numbers here that this is like Berkshire Hathaway numbers when it was at its peak, almost 31%. So obviously, other financial institutions want to get in on the action of creating their own innovation ETFs. There are several out there, but in this video, I'm going to talk about what I believe is probably going to be the biggest competitor, and that's going to be Goldman Sachs and their Goldman Sachs Innovate Equity ETF, which just went live on November 6th. Now, this is not completely new. What Goldman Sachs did, they listened to their client and merged 5 of their sector innovation ETFs into this one big innovation ETF. So this ETF is kind of interesting because it's not actively managed, it's passively managed. However, I'm going to show you their top holdings, and the top holdings really have no correlation to the Ark Innovation ETF. So you could, if you want, you could have both of them. Now, what the Goldman Sachs Innovation ETF, it trades under the symbol GIN, G-I-N-N, and the benchmark index is the Selective Innovative Global Equity Index, and the Selective Innovative Global Equity Index has an average annualized rate of return of about 31% over the past 5 years. So they're going to try, GIN is going to try to give you the returns that the Ark Innovate ETF gives you. So how are they doing this? They're doing a data-driven approach. So this is running counter to Ark Innovation, Kathy Wood's company, where they basically have a lot of experts sit around at a table, throw around their ideas as what kind of companies are going to be disrupting the future, and then Kathy Woods kind of leads the way, creates a strategy, and they implement the strategy. This is all going to be data-driven. So it says here, the Goldman Sachs Innovate ETF seeks to track a bespoke index which leverages advanced technologies to select and weight companies by a function of thematic beta, providing precise exposure to the following themes: data-driven world, finance, reimagined human evolution, manufacturing revolution, new age consumer. So basically what they're doing, it's all going to be all data. There's not going to be active trading. There's the number of holdings is going to be a lot. It's 451 compared to Ark Innovation ETF is usually about between 45 and 55 holdings. Another thing that's going to be interesting about this ETF is the cap weighting is going to be about 2%. So if you know from Ark Innovation, their biggest holding is Tesla, which I think is about 8%. So they're capping everything at 2%. That gives it a little more smoothness. But if you look at the top holdings here, they're kind of the usual suspect of mega cap tech companies. You have number 1 Alphabet, then Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Alibaba, Nvidia, Tencent, Intel, Baidu. These are all like pretty much all mega cap tech companies, which is kind of interesting. I think maybe you'll get smoother returns. If you look at the sector weights, you have a third information and technology, followed by healthcare, consumer discretionary, consumer services, and financials. Most of the companies come from the United States, and then there's some Cayman Islands. So it's kind of interesting, actually, and what was here, if you look at what GIN did on Friday, which called my attention to it, was up 1.5%, while the ARK-K was only up 0.5%, but ARK-K was up only 0.5% because Tesla was down because of all the EVs went down yesterday. With Goldman Sachs, it looks like, because they're tied to all the mega cap tech companies, it seems like this is almost like a leverage QQQ ETF. But I'll definitely keep a look at the Goldman Sachs Innovate Equity ETF, compare it to the ARK-K, see if this is maybe something you want to add in addition to your ARK-K holding or something you want to substitute for ARK-K. But I'll definitely keep an eye on it. And also keep an eye, I'm going to do a video on another innovation ETF out there. It's from the S&P 500. It's called the Moonshot ETF. I think I'm going to do that one that's going to come out tomorrow. This one's coming out Sunday, so maybe that one coming out on Monday the next day. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like keep up with all my videos, go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications. I find hot stocks, EV stocks, tech stocks, penny stocks, new innovative ETFs, and options trading action. Okay, thanks. Bye.